Welcome to Kickin' with the Rickens, redefining retirement. Gerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost want to help you plan with purpose and retire with joy. Find more information, including how to reach the team, in today's show notes. Now, Kickin' with the Rickens, powered by Ricken Financial.
Well, I got to get official real quick. That would be retirement planner Heidi Ricken Provost alongside licensed insurance professional Gerry Ricken. Thank you so much, as always, for kicking with the Rickens, always powered by Ricken Financial. My name is Mark Owens, and boy, we are celebrating not just on the weekend.
In America.
Sorry, any excuse to play a little Toby Keith. How y'all doing?
Oh, love it.
You know what? We're fantastic.
Life is good.
Life is good today.
How are you doing, Mark?
And I've got no complaints celebrating our... See, what's fun about this year is we don't just celebrate our Independence Day, our country, U.S. We don't just do that on 4th of July. Being America 250, I mean, we do this all year long. Like, when you called me a little bit earlier today, actually, my ringtone, when you call Heidi Ricken Provost, is...
USA! USA! USA!
I love it. You know what I think is so cool, too? You know, we're celebrating our 250th, which is amazing. Like just downright amazing, but also how cool that we've hosted so many World Cup games this year too. And like, yes, I've gone down the social media rabbit hole and watched a lot of these videos, but how cool to see people from other countries experiencing America for the first time and falling in love with like the things that we take for granted every day.
Oh, absolutely. They're astonished. And so was I the first time I went into a Buc-ee's because Buc-ee's is actually larger than my hometown. But
accurate.
but they're like, this can't be a gas station.
Yeah.
You know, there are 142 pumps here.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of the guy being taken to Terry Black's barbecue in Texas for the first time?
No.
Or there were a bunch of people in Kansas City that were taken to Arthur Bryant's.
Arthur Bryant's my favorite place in the world.
I know. I'm like, okay, like this is just something when you're in that area we enjoy and we love. But I'm like,
we do take it for granted, though, as Americans, that there are freedoms to really move around the country and experience everything
and do whatever we want to do.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
We have the freedom to, go drink a beer somewhere if we want to. And in fact,
put ranch
around here, you can do so outside.
Yeah.
Like, we have open container laws in Missouri where you can walk around with a beer on the street, there's crazy stuff like that. And then, I don't know, we have the freedom to be sitting in this room having a conversation. Like, I don't take it lightly that I live in a country where me as a woman can be in the same room as you two,
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And it's like...
No, it's still true.
Weird. Like, it's funny. I do the same thing, get down the wormhole on social media of all the international tourists that are here. And they find something like condiments, honey mustard, barbecue sauce, ranch. They're like,
ranch dressing.
What?
People were trying to smuggle ranch dressing back to their home.
But I saw someone make a great point, and I don't know who this... It could have been a bot for all I know. But that she had just posted this, like, coming to America, I was a little bit nervous because all you hear is how they hate each other, and it's a horrible place right now. That's all the information that we get about what the USA is. And then I come here, and people are nice, and people are respectful, and I'm having a great time, and people are friendly, and everything is just in excess, and it's wonderful. And I think it proves that, well, number one, the internet's not real. But I think we've said this before, that if the media was correct, and I don't mean to get on a soapbox here, they'd come on every night and say 99% of this country was on their best behavior. Here's the 1% that acted like jerk-offs last night. And so,
exactly.
Proving that we may have our differences, but we're pretty damn lucky as well.
Hey, but that 99% doesn't get ratings, so,
That's true.
That clickbait is...
And not to belittle, we know that there are things happening in this country that a lot of people are uncomfortable with. And, it's like, but
go anywhere else in the world, and where will you be?
Well, I was just getting ready to say how amazing that we actually live in a country where people can express how they feel without fear of, I don't know, being killed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's also a good, conversation to have about what you do every single day, because we celebrate our independence. Ricken Financial, you help us find our financial independence, so we don't have to watch the news every day. We don't have to stay glued to the stock market, hoping that this investment works out or hoping that this stock doesn't go down. Like, this is what you do every day, giving us the opportunity to live our best life to and through retirement.
I think the most powerful thing we do is just that we give you the independence so that you don't have to sit on your phone 24/7 or your computer and proactively look at here's what this stock is doing and all this kind of stuff all day long. Or
reactively doing something and making a stupid decision.
Exactly. Because sometimes we meet people who, for better or worse, have DIY'd everything. And they've been, reading all these articles and doing all this research online, which we all know how I feel about doing research online. It's only as good. Garbage in is garbage out. It's only as good as what you're reading. And Wikipedia is not a source, but the whole internet is Wikipedia nowadays. But anyway, off that soapbox, some people spend all day, every day, hyper focused on this and worried because they don't have a full service plan that's going to weather a lot of storms. But when you put the plan together, you have the freedom to just live your retirement and do what you want to do with your time, because financially, the plan's going to take care of all of those what ifs.
Planning with purpose and living with joy, that's what we're all about here. And we want you to live with joy. And joy is alleviating stress, because stress can be a killer for a lot of people. It can actually take your life.
Yeah.
And because it can, be damaging to all your organs. I mean, it can be the stress is just a horrible thing. We want to eliminate that stress and just bring you out of that micromanaging and, oh my gosh, this happened today. Well, we're not looking about what happens today. If you're invested in the stock market, things will go up and they will go down. But we look over what's going to happen in your 30 to 40 years of retirement. How can we weather that storm, and what safeguards can we put into place so that you aren't micromanaging and micro-focusing, and when the market goes down, you don't have a coronary event. Because we want you just to live with joy and experience life and do the things that we are able to do in America with freedom, but with financial freedom, and do what you've earned because you've worked for 30, 40, 50 years. Now you've earned some time to experience what really matters most. And that's spending time with you, yourself, your loved ones, your family, experiencing the things you really want to do that you put on the shelf for years and years and years.
And, it's almost as though you're saying if you are invested, matching your risk tolerance, that you have some financial freedom here.
You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah. But, the point is, if you have a plan that provides enough income to, of course, cover what you have to spend money on, because we do live in a country where we have the privilege of paying our taxes. If it's going to be your real estate and your personal property tax or income tax, but we'll get to that in a second, and utilities and all the other stuff that we have to spend money on. But having enough income to also spend money on the things you want to spend money on is a beautiful thing in retirement too. And then matching your risk tolerance with your investments, ensuring you're covered properly for life insurance if you need it for death benefit, or if you want to use it for the living benefits, having the right health care coverage, whether it be before 65 or once you hit 65 and you have your Medicare and your supplements or your Advantage plan and it's the right coverage for you. And then having a plan and the right coverage for how you're going to cover long-term care if you need it in the future, ensuring that, if you're no longer with us, that your estate's not going to have to go through probate and that everything's structured properly that way.
And you want your assets to go where you want them to go and not where the court wants them to go.
And also ensuring that your assets are not structured for the IRS to be your biggest beneficiary is a huge component of the plan too, because at the end of the day, the one thing we do have control over that a lot of people don't realize is income taxes. Because the tax code was written so that we could utilize it in our favor, but you have to know how to use it. So, you have to have a tax plan of some sort for how so many of us have a tax bomb sitting in our portfolios because we've only saved in the pre-tax accounts, for years and years and years.
And we're certainly unaware of that a lot of times.
Like, think about it. If you have all the money you've saved is in your traditional 401k. You go to retire, maybe you move it into an IRA, but it's still sitting there in that pre-tax traditional account. I met with a couple this week who will never need additional income in retirement because they are both blessed with pensions and they both get Social Security. And it more than covers what they spend because they've always spent within their means.
And they're actually saving.
They are. They're saving a considerable amount of money every month. And they were talking to me and they were like, well, we're not really worried about those required minimum distribution things in the future because we don't have to spend money on anything.
Yeah.
Well, I showed them that they have saved a lot because, listen, something like that doesn't just occur overnight. That was a lot of hard work that went into spending within their means, saving. And even in retirement, they were so used to saving in their working years that it's uncomfortable for them to not save in retirement too. But they looked at it. If we forecast out staying invested the way that they are, the first year that they have to take required minimum distributions, which is the money that you have to take out of your traditional accounts and pay tax on it because we've deferred it long enough. It's either 73 or 75 based upon what age you are and what year you were born. So for them, it was 73 for him, 75 for her. The first year he has to start taking it, they're in a higher tax bracket than they were ever in any of their working years. So when we started looking at that, even though they don't need to take anything out of their 401ks and IRAs to make their plan work right now, we are going to be doing some Roth conversions because they still have wiggle room in their tax bracket each year before they hit the next bracket. And, you know, by dismantling a piece of that puzzle each year until they hit that 73 and 75, they're actually going to be in a much better tax position moving forward. And it's going to be able to save them potentially, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars throughout their lifetime based upon how long they live.
And where's that money going to go? It's going to go to their family. It's going to go to them and their family and not the IRS.
But what you don't know, if you don't do this every single day, is that making a couple tweaks in your plan can make a huge difference in your ability to be in control. We like to be in control. And so many people feel out of control when it comes to taxation because we don't understand the tax code. If you don't live, eat, breathe taxation like us, and you're not a tax nerd, how are you supposed to dismantle the tax code when you don't even understand it from the get-go?
You really can't. And if you Google that, good luck, because there are lots of opinions out there, and that's not based on fact. We like to base things on fact. And when you interpret the Internal Revenue Code, it's very factual. It lays it out for you. Mm-hmm. And knowing how to use that is integral in anyone's plan. If you're not looking at taxation for the rest of your life, you're missing out on the largest opportunity for the rest of your life.
Because if you do know tax planning, taxation will most likely be the largest expense you have in your retirement years. So why not put a strategy together for your taxation so that you get to keep more money in your pocket and you can do the beautiful things that we get to do by living in this country. You know, whether you're spending the 4th of July downtown at the Arch watching the fireworks, or you're with your family at Innsbruck, or, you know, Lake of the Ozarks, or whatever you want to do on the 4th of July. It's a beautiful thing that you have the opportunity to do so. And even more beautiful when you're in control of the plan and you can see, you know, the efforts of all of your hard work working equally as hard for you.
USA! Sorry. You know, one of the things you didn't mention, Heidi, was spending time in a small town in like Garden Plain, Kansas, you know, and having, my hometown's Garden Plain, Kansas, 800 people, about somewhere in there live in the hometown. And on the 4th of July, it swells to about 10,000. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It is actually incredible. So, and there's even, you know, flyovers on down Main Street with biplanes, and while the tractors are running, you know,
I was just getting ready to say, while that part of the parade is, I remember the last time I went with you, everyone had their like old vintage tractors that they were driving down Main Street, and then all of a sudden, you know, music comes on and you look up and there's a flyover. I'm like, okay, now this is cool. This is America.
America, baby.
It's
America.
How do you know, as we take this, preparing to celebrate Independence Day, let me peel back the American flag a little bit. How are you going to spend Independence Day? What's on your schedule?
Well, you know, for years and years and years, we've either gone to Garden Plain, Kansas, my hometown, or out to Innsbruck and experienced fireworks with family and friends. And this year, we're actually going to do it at the Arch.
Nice.
We're going to celebrate St. Louis is happening in the Arch grounds every year. And I've never been down there for the fireworks under the Arch. They've got a huge drone show and a huge fireworks. And we're going to just spend some time with some friends and family down at the St. Louis Arch.
I love it.
And I'm doing something completely different. I'm going to Nashville, Tennessee to play in a softball tournament this weekend. And, we know I'm on a health journey and everything. And I got talked into playing softball this year for the first time since fourth grade. I'm not very good still, but I'm trying. And my husband's team, that is much better than me and rated different, needed an extra butt in the seat. So I have the distinct privilege and honor of playing beyond my capabilities in Nashville this weekend. Hopefully going to see some fireworks too, and definitely going to listen to some live music. But,
You're going to give it an American try. That's where you can give it 100% American.
Well, hell yeah. I got to give it my American try.
Will there be fireworks?
And the heat index in St. Louis is well over 100 all week long.
Oh, yeah.
So, it'll be a scorcher, but it'll be a fun one. It'll be a fun one to be able to celebrate our independence.
And since we live in a country where we have the independence and the opportunity to do whatever we want to do with our time, and we know that I have a screw loose, Friday morning before we drive to Nashville, because we're not leaving till 11, my plan is to wake up before the sun and go hike because, I'm training for my big hike. And this is a training weekend, and I'm going to lose some of that opportunity because I'm at my tournament. So I'm going to be doing a pre-sunrise in the dark with my headlamp hike on Friday morning. Ooh. So everyone, please pray for me.
Well, so needless to say, on the drive to Nashville, Heidi's going to be dozing off.
As you should.
I sleep in the car anyway, so they should be used to this.
So on the 4th of July is the Peachtree Road Race here in Atlanta, and it's the biggest road race. So for the 17th year, I am running the Peachtree Road Race.
Nice.
Do it every year.
Very nice.
I run a carload of people down to the starting line and then run back home and sit on my couch and watch it from afar. That's beautiful.
Love it.
It is a tradition that every year I run the Peachtree. So it's going to be fantastic. I absolutely love that we have the opportunity to spend some time with friends and family and celebrating not just our independence, but the team at Ricken Financial want to help you celebrate your financial independence as well. And I hope it's safe. I hope it's wonderful. I hope you get to celebrate as hard as you want to, or maybe you just want to sit inside the house and watch TV, whatever makes you happy this weekend, because get ready, Heidi. You're going to be hearing this all weekend in Nashville. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I'll be paying and requesting this song. Don't you worry.
As you should. With that being said, good place to hit pause here this weekend. Thanks so much, or this week. Thanks so much for always streaming the Kickin' with the Rickens podcast. You can find all the information about Ricken Financial. Find it here in the show notes. So as we hit pause and get ready to go celebrate everything USA and Uncle Sam, Heidi, Ricken, Provost, Gerry, Ricken, why don't you take us home?
Every day is a holiday.
Life is short, laugh hard, and happy 4th of July.
Absolutely.
This has been Kickin' with the Rickens, redefining retirement.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Ricken Financial LLC. Ricken Financial LLC is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Ricken Financial LLC are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Ricken Financial LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Ricken Financial LLC.
Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA.
Tax preparation and tax advisory services are offered through Ricken Financial. These services are not offered by IPW and are not subject to investment advisor requirements. These services referenced are an outside business activity not offered through or supervised by IPW.